Hi everybody, this is Marr here and welcome to the Mullins Studios 5th year anniversary Q&A video. Well, technically this is the first Q&A video on this channel, but on my previous channel, the Tank Engine, I did a Q&A video every single year since about 2014, and they've been going extremely well. My favorite Q&A session is still the 3rd year Q&A video, where me, Lachlan, Spencer, Jared, and Christopher, friends of mine that are part of the Thomas Comedies crew, did a discussion on Skype, and it lasted 5 hours. Even though the videos, like, if you take off 3 parts, it's 3 hours, but we went on it for 5 hours just talking and having fun. It was super great, I love it. But this is the 5th year, 5 years of me doing Q&A videos, and I got all the questions here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this started. From Trash Punda Gaming, do you think the mountain engines should be made into episodes of Thomas and Friends? I would personally like to see them in the CGI series. They did a great job of introducing the small railway engines, something I've been wanting to see for years. And it would be cool to see them, but with the way that the show is now, that's going to be very difficult, but it would still be nice if they did it like for a 75th special, like a 75th anniversary of the railway series. That'd be pretty cool. Although if they did, I get the feeling they'll probably do like they did with the narrow gauge engines and make them different colors, that way that people don't get them confused, which I will admit, even though I can remember like the characters and the personalities and stories like Number 6, aka Lord Harry, Caldy, and a few others, I say make them all different colors. I think they did something similar to that in a magazine story, but I can't remember. What characters would you like to see in the next Mario Kart game? I would like to see Nabbit from New Super Mario Bros. U be introduced in it. Have Cappy like as an extra costume for Mario or something. In fact, for like some of the drivers, instead of like having the characters in different costumes, like how they had Gold Mario and Tanuki Mario as drivers in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, have each character have like a special costume, skin color or something, like have Mario have the Tanuki suit and stuff as different skins, not just as different races or something. That's something I would like to see. Plus it gives out some fun variety of what designs they would give to all the races. But for other Mario characters, I can only really think of Nabbit, and seeing Cappy is like a fun skin alternative for Mario. And Professor Egad, I think he'll be pretty fun. I would also love to see some more guest characters like they did with having the Inkling and Link and Isabelle as races, but also putting like some others, like I'd love to see Kirby or Mech Rider, Captain Falcon, and some other fun Nintendo characters, because that was a really fun treat seeing Link and Isabelle and the Inkling in Mario Kart 8. What is your opinion on the new Venom movie? I have yet to see it, but I heard that it's really excellent. Although I'm really wanting to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, that looks really fun, it really does. What is your favorite Mighty Python skit? It's actually my favorite episode of Mighty Python. They did an episode called The Cycling Tour, which I believe is the only episode that has one singular story going on. There's not like multiple sketches going on. It's my personal favorite. In fact, that was the episode that first introduced me to Mighty Python's Flying Circus. I saw it on like television one day and I thought it was really hilarious, and I wanted to discover more about Mighty Python, and that was the episode that introduced me to them actually. From Sergeant Harbour's Productions, my favorite and least favorite Thomas character. My favorite Thomas character is Henry. I just love Henry, especially, like, I know some people may complain, but I personally love Henry's personality from season 8 and onward, because previously he was a bit too much like Gordon in some of the early seasons, but I like how Henry is. He sort of reminds me of myself in a little way, and he's always been my personal favorite engine out of the bunch, along with some others, but that's for another video entirely. My least favorite character, on the other hand, that's a toughie. There's some characters, I don't hate specific ones, but if I think I have to choose my least favorite, it will have to be Ace from Big World Big Adventures, the movie. Now I'm gonna get into that in a whole nother video entirely, but Ace, I just think he was a jerk. He was just selfish, and I just did not like him at all. But I'll get into that once I do my Dale Marshall episode on Big World Big Adventures in Season 22. My favorite and least favorite Thomas specials. My favorite Thomas special is Tell of the Brave, hands down. It's such a wonderful film, it has a great message. I thought all the storylines fit in nicely together. It was a fantastic movie. It's one of my personal favorite movies actually of all time. But my least favorite special is spoiler alert for the review, Big Roads, Big Adventures, the movie. I just did not really like how the movie was. There was some story elements that I didn't like, and Thomas, I thought he was a huge jerk to Nia. I actually watched it season 22 first before I got to the movie, as in the US, the only way you could watch it was on Nickelodeon channel, and I don't have TV, cable like DirecTV or Dish in my house at all, so I wasn't able to watch it till a couple months later when someone uploaded it on YouTube, and I'm glad I didn't really pay to get the UK version shipped over here in the US. I just did not like the movie at all. Nathaniel Folger asks, have you ever played any Ratchet & Clank games, and if so, which is your favorite? I've only played a good handful. I haven't played all the Ratchet & Clank games, even though I am want to get every single game of Ratchet & Clank released. But currently I played the original 3 trilogy games on PlayStation 2, the Ratchet & Clank remake on PS4, Future Tools of Destruction and Quest for Booty. I love the first 3 games on PlayStation 2. I love them 3 equally. I love them so much. And I actually did an original against remake on Ratchet & Clank for PS2 and PS4 last year, which was a lot of fun. Have you ever played Looney Tunes Acme Arsenal? And if you did, what do you think of it? I did play it years ago. I actually have a PS2 copy of it, but it's scratched. I can't play like the last remaining levels. I tried, but it keeps scratching up, so I'm gonna have to get a new disc copy. But what I played, it was I mean, it wasn't like anything horrible, but compared to the other Looney Tunes games like Duck Dodgers starring Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny Lost in Time, and Looney Tunes Space Race, it was the weakest, in my opinion. But I haven't played it for so long, so I might play that again actually. So thank you, Nathaniel, for reminding me of it. What's the game you enjoy that others don't? Basically, your guilty pleasure game. My guilty pleasure game, even though I haven't played it for a while, is a game called Hunipop. If you listen to the music tracks in my videos, you know that I use the music a lot from this game. It has a very good soundtrack. I really love it. It's calm and everything. But it's one of those games that's very fan servicey, you know? It's probably the only dating sim I've ever played ever. I don't know, like, it has some interesting mechanics, like when you go on a date and everything, but it has those cringy moments like when you go to the final date and you go to the bedroom, and that was just weird. But it's a guilty pleasure game that I enjoy, but can be a little bit cringy to play at times. Thoughts on recent Looney Tunes incarnations such as the Looney Tunes show or Rabbit? I haven't seen Rabbit, but I did see a few episodes of the Looney Tunes show, and I liked them. I love the episode where Daffy accidentally sends in the hate mail, or a letter that he releases his anger out, and that was super funny. I love that episode. I actually want to watch the rest of the episodes. I know it was very mixed receptive with some people, but from that episode, and I think I watched one more, but I can't remember which one it was. But still, from what I watched, it was actually good. SSBM Brim asks, have you played the Mario and Luigi RPG games? Currently, the ones I played so far is a little bit of Bowser's Inside Story. I rented that back when it was brand new off the DS printing paper, and it was fun. I didn't get to beat it, but what I played was good. And I actually have Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga for the 3DS, and I really enjoy that. What is your favorite Thomas character to come back to the show? I think Daisy, without doubt. The fact that she returned and they did such a fantastic job on her episodes. Whenever she's on screen, it's always a treat. So I was really happy that they brought Daisy. I think she's the character I enjoyed the most to see come back out of all the other classic characters that they returned. And I think they did a great job with her. What was the best Thomas comedies to make? I love all of them. I remember fond memories of making them, and some of them were a bit of a challenge, like for the A Better View for Gordon, the scene where Gordon is facing against the wall. I had to completely redo that scene again, as the save file that I had with Windows Movie Maker was frozen. I could not open it, so I had to redo that whole scene from scratch, which took a while, but it worked it out pretty well. But all of them are fun to make. And the movie itself I loved making as well, especially with Adobe Premiere Elements. It's such a fantastic system for editing movies. It's my personal favorite. Any thoughts on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? I made a Dale Marshall episode of it, so you can check that out. I'll be sure to link a description to the episode in the description box below. Ackley Attack TV asks, how much has the Thomas comedies evolved since you first started working on them, whether it be expanding your variety of jokes or the amount of time to make each one individually? I haven't really made a brand new one for a while. I know the movie counts as one, but the script itself is still bad from when I wrote it back from a long while, even though Lachlan has helped extremely in making it brand new and adding some new stuff to it from the original draft. I haven't wrote a brand new Thomas comedy script in a while, but I do want to get back to writing as I have some new ideas and a different perspective of how I want to take the Thomas comedies in a different way. They'll still be funny, but in a different way that's more character oriented instead of just making references from so many other shows. Ever since the last Q&A about some anime you've been wanting to check out, have you seen any new ones that came out, such as Mary and the Witch's Flower, Fireworks, Snapping Princess, and Mrs. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid? And if not, will you be checking them out anytime soon? Out of those 4 that you mentioned, I've actually seen 2 of them that I own on DVD. Napping Princess was fun, I liked it. Fireworks was okay. There were some parts of the movie that confused me, such as where did the little light bulb orb thing where the kid frozen and everything goes backwards comes from. They never explained that. And it was alright, but it's not anything that I'm glad I watched it, but I don't think I would have got the DVD. In Wrong Answers Only, do you want a donut or a cookie? Note, if you answer one of those 2 options without giving a wrong answer, you would be unconscious for 2 seconds. Actually, I'll have some chocolate raisins, please. I know it might be early thinking of you seeing on how it hasn't come out yet, but how excited are you for my upcoming reboot of my old Thomas series, Thomas and Friends Island of Sordor Adventures? I remember when I started my YouTube channel, I did an audition video for Henry and Scruffy and someone else for your series originally. I can't remember who the other one was, but I'm pretty excited to see what this one has to offer, and maybe I could be the voice of Henry still. I mean, my Henry voice is a little rusty, but I can... rusty, get it? But I'll do my best if I can. Actually, that's something I want to mention. I'm actually trying to get back into voice acting, as I haven't done it in such a while. So, I mean, if you want me to voice in your series, you may check out your videos and see how it goes. I do want to get back into it, especially since I'm having the itch to get back to making more Thomas comedies. Really hoping the movie gets done this year. Please, get done this year, please. Just Some Random Gamer asks, top 10 favorite games. I did answer this question when I recorded this yesterday. This is a day after I got done recording this. But I didn't really answer this question properly, as I am planning on doing a Del Marshall episode on this related question sometime early this year, maybe by next month after I get done with Thomas and Friends Big World Big Adventures with you, I'm not sure. But to quickly list off the games from the top of my head, I don't know if I'll be putting these on my actual video considering there are so many games that I love. But for the ones I can literally top off from the top of my head, Super Mario 64, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Psychonauts, Epic Mickey, Banjo-Kazooie, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Mario Kart 8, Lego City Undercover, Kingdom Hearts, and Animal Crossing New Leaf. Those are the ones I can think of at the top of my head, but it's really hard for me to choose like a specific list. Again, I didn't really want to spoil this question in particular, but I think when I do my list it might change a little bit, as I'm gonna have to think hard on this one. But those are the ones I can think of literally the top of my head. Do you like Animal Crossing? I actually do. The only one I've only played in the Animal Crossing series is New Leaf, but I really love that title. It's my personal favorite 3DS game next to like crap, I can't even think of the other 3DS games. A Link Between Worlds and Tomodachi Life. I really love that one as well. But New Leaf, I thought it was such a wonderful game. I love the atmosphere and the neighbors, and Isabella is adorable and just fun to hang out with. Any plans for future videos? I talk a little bit about this back in my 8-year anniversary vlog. I mentioned my 2019 plans, but I have some videos lined up. I want to try to do some more experimental videos, doing videos that I don't usually make. I'm not gonna go like different art house films or anything. No. But do some different stuff this year is what I'm hoping for. But who knows what this year holds. I mean, we're just now starting out, so hopefully it'll be great. I mean, last year was good for me. I don't like it when people keep calling each year the worst. Like, this year was the worst year ever. 2017 was the worst year, and so on. It's like, there was good stuff. Can we focus more on the good instead of the bad, please? Favorite YouTuber. I have a lot of favorite YouTube channels. It's really hard for me to choose specifically one. Like, I love Happy Console Gamer, The Gaming Historian, JonTron. There's so many other great channels. There's too many great ones. Defunctland, that's another good one. And Yes the World Entertainment. There's so many great YouTube channels. It's really hard to choose one. It really is. NBC Mekachu asks, if you had to pick a favorite Pokemon from every generation up until this point, which ones would they be? Technically, I've only played up to the 4th generation, and only a little bit. I don't remember much of about Pearl and Diamond and Platinum. So, and the newer Pokemon I don't know much about. I know a little bit of some, like Incineroar, who's an excellent fighter in Smash. That's my brother's main character. In terms of like choosing my personal favorite Pokemon or something, it's really hard. If we're talking like for battle, I have to really think of that. But if they existed in real life and I had them around the house, I would have Pichu as one pet, as he's super adorable. And if somehow the power goes up, I can rely on Pichu to help a little bit. Bulbasaur is another one that I would choose. I always liked Bulbasaur as my favorite starter from the Kanto generation. Plus, with his little vines, he can help reach for objects that are too high for me to catch and everything. And he'll be a fun little escort around the garden or something. There's so many great Pokemon. That's really hard to choose. I haven't really been into Pokemon. I mean, I love it still, but I'm not a hardcore fan. I'm more of a casual. Although I did recently see the I Choose You movie. That was a really amazing movie. I love it so much. What is your favorite memory of working alongside BLACKCROSS on the Kingdom Hearts Let's Play series? It's hard for me to remember pinpoint memories. I just really loved hanging out with my brother, being able to chance to be with him, and just having fun looking at the Kingdom Hearts games and just jokingly aside. It's always great. I know there were some parts I was a bit cringy on the humor. I did force some jokes in. Like when we started, I used to, every time we start up, do like weird intro such, so it was cringy, but we got better over time, and really everything was great. I loved just being with my brother always, and he's done such a terrific job with his Twitch stream. He's been so enthused and so happy whenever he goes into his live streams and talking about them, talking with people and playing games. I'm really happy for him with his Twitch, and I just wish many blessings for him with his Twitch channel, and that it goes extremely well. He's catching up on people. If you want to check out his Twitch channel, I have the link in the description below. He definitely deserves more viewers. He's just great, and I'm just happy for him. What are your thoughts on Arlo? I like Arlo. I don't watch him every single time he releases a new video, but a Muppet talk about video games? Have you thought of getting another pet rabbit after losing Bonnie? There's been times where I have, but I don't think I'll really get another pet rabbit. It's complicated. I mean, I love Bonnie, I miss her, but I know she's doing well. But getting another bunny rabbit, it's not out of the question. I'm just not really ready yet. Plus, me and Chris, we're planning on getting ourselves a puppy dog sometime this year, hopefully. But I am thinking about getting another rabbit, and I definitely want to do some, like, not saying I didn't take bad care of Bonnie, I took good care of her, but there were some things looking back I probably could have done a little bit better with Bonnie. This is the first time I ever had like a rabbit taken care of, so there were some things that if I did own another rabbit, that I have to do some different things, like learn from the mistakes from my past and try something new. But I took very good care of Bonnie. I love her, and I know she loved me, and she's so cute, and I do miss her. I do think about her and Cody Lou, my dog, a whole lot. Just everyone that has come and gone, I think about them a lot. But I know I'll see them again sometime soon when we head home to see God. I know we will. Fire Dusk asks, do you plan to do any more Some Crap We Made Up videos? I missed those. First of all, thank you for wanting to see another brand in my series, but technically the Some Crap We Made Ups are just short videos. Technically, when you really think about it, Uni and the Figurine and the exhausting, confusing day videos, they're considered Some Crap We Made Up videos. I didn't label those videos Some Crap We Made Up, as looking back, I didn't really like the name that much, and that's why I just didn't really name them that. I just didn't like the name. It's still going on. They're just short videos. That's all they are. And they're just having their own little titles and so on. What are your thoughts on Thomas and Friends Big World Big Adventures Season 22? I want to get into that more when I do my Delmar Show episode. It's something I was going to do back in December, but due to the holidays I wasn't able to film it, but I have a lot to talk about. The movie is my least favorite Thomas film ever, but Season 22, I liked it, but there were some things that I disagree with, such as the faster pacing and the fact you have to now know about the international engines and the railways. I think it's a bit too overwhelming for the viewer, or for me at least, but again, I'll get more into that once I do my review for the Delmar Show. Hopefully it'll be coming out this month, maybe February, I'm not sure. What physical format do you prefer and why? DVDs, Blu-rays, or 4K Blu-rays? DVDs. I've always liked regular DVDs, that's something I always collect. And Blu-rays I still get if somehow the DVD version is not available or something. 4K Blu-rays, forget it. I don't have a 4K television, so I don't see the point. Although the only thing I don't like about the newer DVDs, or the regular DVD releases, is that they have no bonus features. They only have the movie, and that's it. They don't have like a behind the scenes video or commentary or anything. They just have the movie, and that's it. And that's really disappointing. I mean, it's cheaper to get the DVD than the Blu-ray most of the time, so it's like, why only include just the movie and not have like any bonus features or fun mini games for the kids? It's something I don't understand. This isn't a question as it is a recommendation. If you're interested in doing any collabs with anyone for say game or movie reviews, might I recommend people like Mark Lovola, Jeffrey Kikish, and Dalek44. By the way, I apologize if I mispronounce any of their names. It's just sometimes hard if I don't hear it the first time, but I remember Dalek44 and Jeffrey Kaddish. I have seen one video and it was good. I don't do collab videos that much. I should have done Tokyo Mirage sessions with Tyler or Gothbet Deathface, Shining Time Station with Challenger, and then I had my brother BLACKCROSS pop up a couple times, but I haven't really done a whole lot of collabs, especially with like other YouTubers, which I might consider for the future probably, but I don't want to do like scripted reviews. I just want to do like what I'm doing with my Delmar Show episodes and just speaking about them while having notes down, yeah, to keep myself on track, but speak about them and not be forced to a script and jokes. I don't want to do that anymore. Joseph Cavagano, again, I apologize for mispronouncing this, ask, do you think new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe won't be as good as the original because it doesn't have the gameplay functionality? I never really used the original gamepad usage for new Super Mario Bros. U. I used the off-TV play feature, yes, but that's with most Wii U games. But as for like having extra platforms pop up, that way the other player doesn't fall, I didn't really use them that much. So I think it'll be as good as the original. I'm not really gonna get Deluxe U, as I think there's no new stuff in it that really justifies me getting it. So I'm happy with having the Wii U version, and I got Super Luigi U as a separate copy. Opinion on Bowserette. I do not like her. I don't. It's still Bowser, just in drag. Just, ugh. Although I do like Booette. I think Booette, or how you pronounce it, it's cute. It is. Peachette, saying that they have for Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is the weirdest power-up ever in history. And I think if Mario and Luigi touches it, they just get a 1-up and that's it, which makes no sense. But yeah, Bowserette, I just don't like Bowserette. Booette, I'm fine with, and there's some cute cosplay pictures, but Bowserette is still Bowser. Have you seen the Thomas episode Forever and Ever? I've seen the episode, and there's a lot of controversy with it. I think the episode's fine. It's not my least favorite in season 22. That would be Apology Impossible. But I will admit, I wish they would have done the ending just a little bit better, instead of having that joke ending where Nia mentions a possible new engine in the shed and Gordon is once again panicked about changes. Like, that just defeats the purpose of the message and just like a backslap to this. So it's like, I wish they could have rewrote the ending just a little bit there, but that's just me. Opinion on SMG4 Tari. I love Tari. I think she's a fun character, just has great personality. I actually like her a little bit more than Maggie, Maggie or Psycho, as I think she's just a fun gamer and has some fun, very funny bits in between some SMG4 videos, and I'm really excited for Meta Runners. That series looks awesome. I am really excited for Meta Runners. From the Doctor ask, what are your favorite episodes through seasons 8 through 12 of Thomas and Friends? I actually think season 8 is an underrated season, but that's personally me. In fact, to be fair, 8 through 12, I think they're okay. They're not as bad as seasons 13 through 16, but there are some episodes that I think aren't that good in that era, but there's still some good episodes that I like. And I will give out my favorite episodes from each season briefly here. From season 8, Chickens to School, I really like the message of with Thomas pushing himself even though he's exhausted and asking for help. That's something that I've actually had to do over in my workplace as well time to time, so it's sort of personal to me at least. From season 9, Percy and the Oil Painting, I really like that episode. It's super sweet to see Percy defending the island, to say that everything is beautiful and special, and have the oil painter painting Percy. I think that was just a sweet episode overall. From season 10, it would have to be It's Good to Be Gordon. That episode's a classic in my eyes. I really love the story and Gordon going back to help Henry out and swapping tenders. It was such a fun episode, and it's actually an episode I might do a Thomas comedy on, as a matter of fact. Season 11 is an episode I did make an episode on Thomas comedies on, and that's Hector the Horde. That episode, Hector had just a strong presence compared to Riff and Billy in that season in terms of new cast members, and I really am sad that Hector's not appearing in any new episodes since then. Sure, he appeared in season 12, but I would love to see Hector come back again. And then season 12, I personally liked the Best Friends. I remember that a lot more. SFI had a great message, and it was just a wonderful episode. Not to mention, it's a bit of a nostalgia episode, considering this is the last episode to use the models in the television series. So it holds a special episode in regards to that mark. How were you introduced to Hyperdimension Neptunia? I was doing research on Tokyo Mirage Sessions, getting some images down, and I saw a character there that was like, I wonder who she is. She looks kind of interesting. And that led into me discovering the anime and then learning about it, falling in love with the series, and then playing through the games. So it was mostly just an accidental discovery while doing research for something completely different on the side. What does the Pot of Greed do? Draws 2 cards from the player's deck. It's in the description of the card. So, I mean, the description's there to read. It's right there on the bottom under the picture. It's this nice description, I have to say. It's very simple and easy to do, I think. Jelly Toy Productions ask, what are your favorite and least favorite Disney films? I'm just going to stick with the animated films, as there's too many Disney movies and it'll be really hard to keep track. Plus, I prefer Disney animated films compared to the Star Wars and Marvel Disney side of things. But my favorite Disney animated film would be extremely hard. I mean, I love Robin Hood, Fantasia, Lilo and Stitch, Zootopia, so many great ones. Pinocchio, Lady and the Tramp, so many great Disney animated films. My least favorite though is a tie between two. One of them, Home on the Range, is really forgettable in my opinion. It doesn't have the special magic that Disney films have. It's not a horrible film, but I think a crime that a film can commit is being forgettable, especially compared to a huge list from such a legendary animation company. And then Chicken Little, because that film is really mean-spirited, and I feel bad because I remember loving it as a kid, and then looking at it, I liked this, I mean, there was some fun small bits, and for it being Disney's first full CG movie, without Pixar's help or something, it's not bad. I don't think it's as ugly as people are claiming it to be, but mean-spirited, it really is. What are your inspirations for making Thomas comedies and Fairy Fred funnies? Most of my inspirations came from Miss Oliver Blossom, Train Level 476, Train Boy 7, the original main funny groups of the Thomas community back in the day, and still are relevant to now, actually, now I think about it, but those were my kickoff inspirations for TTTES and then making the Thomas comedies. But I haven't wrote a script in so long, and my writing, if I wrote today, it will probably change a bit, but it'll still be that little classic. So I think it was mostly because of them, as well as just me being inspired from so many people having their own Thomas shows and such, of me want to have my own series as well. Although Fair Funnies, Lachlan introduced me to that, and I'm pretty sure it was me that one turned that to like a spin-off, and it works pretty well. Have you ever thought of voicing characters in other users' series, like for example Bad Rider Illuminati or Dalek 44? I did voice quite a bit back in the early days. I used to voice for a lot of different shows. I haven't voice acted for a series in a while. I know I did one for my buddy Steam Power Cyborg for like an original Thomas audio track, which was fun. But I do want to get back to voicing more series, to do more voices, but I want to, like, if you want me to voice in your series, let me see your channel and see how it is, and I'll think about it, because I do want to get back into voice acting. I want to get back into voice acting a whole lot, but it really depends like what the content is and just having fun with it. What animated movies are you looking forward to seeing in 2019? There's a lot of movies coming out in 2019, but I think the movie I'm excited the most to see is Detective Pikachu. It looks so good. I am really excited to see it. I think casting Ryan Reynolds as Detective Pikachu was excellent. He looks great. I don't know why people were asking for Danny DeVito. I don't know, I just think it's just overblown at this point, but actually I'm kind of confused about this. Was Detective Pikachu that popular? I mean, I haven't played the game, so I can't say if it's good or bad, but was it that popular to ask for a movie? I am excited to see it though, believe me, I am excited, especially the Pokemon, they look excellent in my opinion. Was Detective Pikachu really that popular? Let me know if you played it, let me know if you thought it was a good game or not. Michael Cotman asks, what episode do you personally favorite in the Thomas Meets Blank series? Oh gosh, this is a hard one here. I love all of them, but I think if I have to choose my favorite, I think last time I mentioned Jacksepticeye Meets. That episode alone has so many great, classic, hilarious moments. Although there's other great videos I love, like I love the JonTron Meets Flea. I'm actually really excited to make the next two Thomas and Friends Meets. Those two will be extremely long, and I'm going to push myself to the limit with these last two. And those will probably be my new favorites, but we'll have to see once I get them made. What is your favorite console of all time? It's a tie actually. It used to be the Nintendo 64, which still is somewhat, as I love the system, but I also love the Wii U. I know it didn't sell that well, and Nintendo did a poor marketing job of it, but there were some really excellent games there, and the gamepad has so much potential, it just wasn't really used much, unfortunately. And I know there were some people that just end up, when the Switch came out, either sold the Wii U off or destroyed it, which I do not like people destroying stuff like that. I mean, it's a great console, and no console deserves to be destroyed. No console whatsoever. So to just see that abuse is sad. And I was a huge supporter for the Wii U back then as a fanboy, but even though I did acknowledge some flaws, but I still stuck up by it, and with it being a great console. So for me, that connection with the Wii U I have is a little bit stronger, but it's really hard to choose. I love both the N64 and Wii U. They're both good for different reasons, for me at least. What is your favorite game of all time? I know I declined to answer the top 10 favorite games, but actually that's another hard one. It's really hard for me to choose my favorite game of all time. I mean, I would say immediately like Mario 64, but there's so many other great games like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Epic Mickey, Psychonauts, so many great games. It's really hard to choose, just pick one, it really is. What was your favorite line you said as Henry? Actually, I'll do better than just reading out that. I could just show you. It's from the Thomas Colonies and the Magic Railroad redub. I'm about to pick up some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks, a special island of Sodor coal just for you. What? Really? Nah, I'm keeping it all for myself. Yahoo! You know, I don't have many friends that will go out of their way just to help me out. It makes me feel all special knowing that there are still people out there who care for the world and wants to help people along the— Hey, wait a moment! John the TV Showman 1001 asks, do you like Sailor Moon? I used to watch Sailor Moon back in the day. I used to watch it a little bit, but I haven't seen it in a long time. I know I think it was like a sequel series or something that came out recently that really jumped its popularity back up. But I wouldn't mind rewatching it again. I remember watching it when it was on Cartoon Network or Toonami and enjoyed it a little bit. Favorite very Fred funny episode? It's a really hard one. It's a tie between the episode where Fred is going to the doctor or the last episode. That one, Lachlan did a fantastic job of. And it has some great writing. Like, I love the scene where Cornelius is talking to Kate, as it has some nice character interactions and discussing some behind the scenes aspect like Cornelius' backstory and all. That episode was really interesting, I have to say. And me and Lachlan do want to do more Fairy Friend Funnies, but do some different stuff with it. Like, we might do not just literally copy an episode that's already been made, but make brand new episodes with the footage entirely. Kind of like with Salty's Lighthouse, when they took tugs and made so many different episodes with the footage that was already made. Favorite Mario game is a tie between Super Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy 2, and Super Mario Odyssey. Oh, and Mario Kart 8. Oh, and Paper Mario Color Splash. Oh, I can't forget about Super Mario RPG. That's a classic. There's too many good ones. It's hard to choose my favorite again. It's really hard. Favorite adult cartoon. This is an interesting question here, as if you watched my videos for a while, you might have noticed like a few South Park references here and there, but ever since the 20th season, I stopped watching South Park. I just lost interest. In fact, season 20 was very misguided and very cluttered with the story, where it's going. The Remember Berries, they didn't play no part. Like in the last few episodes, you didn't see them and everything, and it was just weird, especially what they done to Mr. Garrison. I just don't know why. In fact, to be fair, I've actually gone out of watching adult cartoons. I mean, I respect the creators, but I don't care much for those shows anymore. I just lost interest in adult animation, although I do like BoJack Horseman, but I think that's because it's not done like South Park or Rick and Morty does. It's a bit more serious with its themes and such, even though I haven't watched the last 2 seasons, but I need to watch them eventually. But I just lost interest in adult animation altogether, just adult stuff. Not saying I don't watch like heavy movies and such like that, no, but I just lost interest in shows like South Park and Rick and Morty. I just don't get into those shows anymore. Liger Tamer 100 asks, what are your thoughts on the new Muppet movie Happy Time Murders? Ironically, I watched this about a few days ago, before I got a chance to record this. I want to support Brian Hansen. Like anything Muppet related, I want to support, because Disney's not doing anything with Muppets, and I want there to be more puppet films and such like that. Plus, not to mention, this was the first film that Brian Hansen directed ever since Muppet Treasure Island, which is a very long time. So I want to support it, but it just doesn't get that good. And it had the same problem, or to me it felt like it's the same flaw with Sausage Party, where it's just cute childish stuff, but where they swear and make innuendos and stuff like that, and it's just, that's not funny to me. It's not. I did try watching Happy Time Murders, but I only lasted 5 minutes, and then I left. Not in theaters, I had the DVD, but I left and had my friends finish it off, and I was in my office watching YouTube videos to help me, because I did not like it. It was just not joyful, mean-spirited, there was no love in it, and I'm sorry, I just did not like it, and I feel bad, because I want to support this film, but it's just not the film that's for me. It's just, I don't know. Thoughts on Thomas Season 22. Again, Delmar Show episode. Trust me, it'll be a good review. It's an episode that I am excited to film for the Delmar Show. One that's going to take a while, especially discussing a lot of stuff. I mean, it's going to be all over the place with the review, I'm going to say it, so yeah, hopefully it'll be out sometime before the end of this month. I'm hoping, at least. Favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie? That's tough, as there's a good chunk of Marvel films that I love. Like I loved Thor Ragnarok, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, I like Iron Man, Captain America. So many good Marvel films. It's really hard to choose one. Favorite holiday? I'm gonna play this clip here. You might want to turn the volume down just a little bit, but my favorite holiday... LNER Engine 264 asks, do you watch or have you ever watched Happy Days? I haven't really watched Happy Days. I know the theme song and I know the Fonz, hey, and stuff, but I never got a chance to watch Happy Days at all. Do you watch Father Ted? I did see one clip of Father Ted where he was impersonating a Japanese man, and there was the Japanese person looking out the window and people were thinking he's a racist, so that clip alone, it's made me curious about watching it. It looks fun, it does. So it has got me intrigued since that one clip. It was kind of cute. Demigod Jalen asks, where have you been? I've been in my little apartment. I haven't left anywhere. I know technically I've been removing videos from my Day Entertain Gijin, but looking back, I wish I would just upload videos here onto Day Entertain Gijin and rename it Mullins Studios back in 2012-2013 time, instead of just doing this transfer, but better late than never, I would say. What happened to the Thomas comedies? It's mostly with the movie. It's been through development heck for a long time. Me and Lachlan were really hoping this year will be when it's released, because I actually have the itch or the will now to want to make more Thomas comedies. I really do. I want to make more and get back into writing full scripts. But this movie's in the way, so hopefully we'll get it finished soon. Really hoping this year, please dear to be this year. How's it going? Going pretty good. After I record this, I'm actually going to go over to my mom's house, visit her for a little bit, and yeah, it's been going really good actually. And finally, the last set of questions from Black64. What is your favorite Trackmaster model? If you mean the current Trackmaster range with the weird wheel arrangement, I've been out of the Trackmaster range for quite some time. Do I think my favorite model is probably Murdoch, or at least the older version, because there was a lot of great detail along with like Molly and Diesel 10. They did some good detail with the original Tomy Trackmaster range from back then, but the current ones, the wheels just look so weird. In fact, I would have probably gone the Flying Scotsman model for a collectible, but his tender has those weird clouds covering. I don't know why they did that detail. Can you show us your customs someday? If you mean custom models, I do not have any custom models made. I don't make custom models, though that's something I wouldn't mind getting into. What is your opinion on push-alongs? They look odd, to say the least. I mean, there's some that you're fine, and then you get ones like Ravi, who has such a lack of paintwork on him, and I don't know, the current range, I haven't collected any new Thomas stuff in such a long time, or at least any of the toy ranges, but the push-alongs just seem bizarre to me. And finally, the last question, do you have any rare items? I have a few, like I showcased a few things, like I got in Lickle for the original Famicom, which is technically Little Samson for the US. It's cheaper to get the Famicom cart than it is the US, because the US version of Little Samson is up the price. Oh, that reminded me, for Christmas, my brother, God bless him, he got me 7 pins, and these are characters from the Mickey Mouse cartoon, The Band Concert. That is my personal favorite Mickey Mouse cartoon. I love The Band Concert, and I love these pins so much. They look so amazing. I love them so much. And I think that's about does it for questions. That was quite a bit of questions to go through, but it's always fun getting to answer every question from you guys and seeing how much I've grown. I know my opinions have changed as I get back at some of the Q&A videos where we're going to like what current television shows I watch, what games I played, and so on. So it's always fun to do these Q&A videos and compare them to like the previous ones to see how much I grow. But I hope this answered your guys' questions. It was a lot of fun making this. And yeah, expect Thomas and Friends Big World Big Adventures review of the Del Mar Show coming out sometime this month or early February. I am want to get it out as a review. I've been holding back for quite some time. But regardless, thank you guys for watching this video. God bless you, and I will see you all on the next Mullins Studios video. Bye bye!